live from Spring Lake Park, the gymnasium at Spring Lake Park High School. Time for high school girls volleyball once again on North Metro TV. Today, the Tigers of Fridley come in and visit the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Good evening once again. J.W. Cox alongside Larry Mickelson here in Spring Lake Park. And Larry, a matchup between a couple of teams that are kind of rebuilding at this point. The Fridley Tigers, a great run to the sectional finals last year, but this year, the youth trying to build back up to some of that success.
Exactly, JW. They lost a number of seniors last year off that team that did make a run to sectional finals before they lost to Maple Lake. But it's a young team and one trying to get better. So a lot of juniors on this team, and also in their JV and their C squad, a lot of ninth graders. So maybe not this year for Fridley, but possibly next year and the year after.
Looking at what both of these teams have done so far, Spring Lake Park on the other side we'll talk about in just a moment. Coming into this game, they're right there back-to-back in the North Suburban standings. Fridley at 3-5 in conference, Spring Lake Park at 2-5. And the Panthers have gone 6-12 overall. Both these teams with 6 wins overall at 6-14. And Larry, we talked about the new faces on the team itself for Fridley, but they've got a new face coaching as well in her first season. It's Coach Nicole Olson, and we got a chance to talk with her about her squad before this game headed up against the Panthers of Spring Lake Park.
Coach Olson, I hear you're a brand new coach.
Yes, first year.
How has it been going this year?
I mean, it's kind of been a roller coaster, but I mean, that's how it is with every volleyball team. But I mean, at our highs, we're doing great, so I can only ask for that.
Is there something that's been standing out in practice that you're going to bring it today?
You know, our serve receive is getting a lot better. So with our serve receive getting better, like our offense is coming along. So I don't know. Hopefully, can pull it out tonight.
Sure. You being Fridley and Spring Lake Park's coach, you guys seem like friends. What do you think of Spring Lake Park?
To be honest with you, it's my first season, so I don't really know a lot, but she's been the most, like, inviting, you know, just kind of talking to me like I'm a friend and stuff. So, I mean, like, it's really nice having that support.
Sure, and then finally, what's your goal today?
To win, obviously. But, I mean, even if we don't win, to just, you know, capitalize on what we've been practicing every day. So, yeah.
All right, the best of luck. Thank you.
Yeah.
To win the most simplest goal of all, and obviously straightforward there, and that's what they're looking for, and that's some of the confidence that they can bring at this point as well from first-year head coach Nicole Olson. On the flip side, Larry, Coach Sarah Herlovsky for Spring Lake Park. She has been there through some ups and downs of this team, a team that has been competitive at times this season specifically, coming off a good showing. They got a win in their final game in the Lakeville tournament as well, so they played with some tough competition. They've got another tournament coming up, and she was talking about down the stretch. That's going to be perfect for them to try and get ready. It can be tricky, though, down the stretch, coaching right up towards sectionals, trying to make those final tweaks.
Exactly. It's you're trying to get right now, just trying to put those final pieces together, trying to find the lineup that works, get some confidence in your team going into sectionals, not only in your team, but having them confidence in themselves. It'll be interesting to see how they play tonight. We saw them a little over a month ago against Fridley. I'm interested to see what kind of progress they've made in that time.
And Coach Herlovsky, more on that coming right now, as Rosie Erickson also got a chance to talk with her about her Panthers and this ball game coming up right now before the game just a few moments ago.
Hi, Coach. What have you been doing to prepare for today?
You know, this is towards the end of the season here. The girls have been preparing all year for these conference matches. You know, yesterday we did take it easy in practice. They have a long week ahead of them, just going over rotations, sure, kind of refining their basics and making sure they have their plays all together. So.
Right, and you're saying, you know, the season is winding down. Is there any new strength or anything you think is going to stand out today?
We've changed some things with our rotation, so we're going to try some things out going into this weekend. We have a tough tournament, and then of course going into sections. It's just nice to kind of iron some things out before the next season, which is the section season. So,
all right, and then finally, what do you think your goal is going to be for today's game?
To come out with a win. We've been struggling a little bit in the conference. It'll be good for the girls to win on their home court. We only have one more home match, so it's important to our seniors to put on a good performance and come out with a W. So.
All right, well, thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Rosie, for both of those interviews. Coach Herlovsky as well. Larry just looking for that W here, and it is special. Anytime you get down the stretch of the season as well, your final home matches can be special too.
Right, for the seniors, it's their last chance to shine in home in front of their fans and their fellow students. So I'm glad to see that their goals are to win. I mean, it sounds simplistic, but a lot of times you get to a point right now, it's like, well, we just want to compete. And I don't think that's what's going to happen here. I think we got two well-matched teams. It should be a fun match to watch tonight. Fun
match to watch, and when we come back on North Metro TV, we will get you the starting lineups between the Tigers and the Panthers. Volleyball coming up right here on North Metro TV.
Known for its vineyards and hilltop villages, Umbria is also known for its delicious tasting pizza. Made traditionally from the finest ingredients, Umbria Pizzeria will make you taste the difference, smell the love, and transport you to Italy.
La cena è pronta.
Dinner's ready.
You might even begin to feel like an Italian.
Delicioso.
Umbria Pizzeria, turning taste into memories.
If you need seamless gutters, whether the job is large or small, you can say,
I know a guy!
For your full-service landscaping, you can say,
I know a guy!
If you need commercial or residential lawn care, you can say,
I know a guy!
I'm Charlie Walker, and if you need professional seamless gutters, landscaping, and lawn care, you can say,
I know a guy!
In the nation, our agents are always there, helping make sure that when your life changes, your nationwide insurance coverage changes too. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation where protection is personal.
Nationwide is on your side.
In Anoka County, contact Twin Cities Insurance Group, your nationwide insurance agent.
With gold at all-time high, take that rope and say bye-bye. Earrings, bracelets, rings, and chains. We buy gold at your exchange. Don't send your gold to someone strange. We buy gold at your exchange. Spring Lake Park, Fridley, Blaine. We buy gold at your exchange.
Join Ben Hale every Friday on North Metro TV News.
Back with you on North Metro TV before the Spring Lake Park Panthers host the Fridley Tigers here in Spring Lake Park. J.W. Cox alongside Larry Mickelson. We've heard from both of the coaches about their teams. Now we can take a look at the starters for both of these units. First, the Fridley Tigers coming in at 6-14 overall, 3-5 in North Suburban Conference play. And they are a team that are trying to rebuild just a bit on the fly here and looking towards the sectional tournament and perhaps whatever they can do to play themselves through that. It will start out as they're getting introduced to the crowd with Sarah Cowanhaven, Haley Shore, Serenity Cowanhaven, Jessica Jacob, Nicole Verichek, Emily Amsler, and Zoe Kelly. And of that group, Larry, there are only 2 seniors, and that can always be tough, and that's what we talk about with the rebuilding.
Exactly. You're looking for that go-to person. Who will be the go-to person come crunch time? So be interesting to see how that plays out. If they have that person yet, or they're still trying to work on their identities. So
talking with Coach Olson a little before that, they've gone away from kind of the senior class to go to that go-to, and we'll keep an eye on Haley Schroer, who has played very well so far for Coach Olson in her first season. On the other side, for the Spring Lake Park Panthers, a team that comes into this game expecting to maybe make some noise in the sectional tournament. Is kind of a surprise team. 6-12 overall, 2-5 so far in conference play, sitting there at 9th place. They still have a tournament to go through, so a lot of games left for this Panthers squad. Their starters, let's see, Lukey will be the starting libero. She's a senior, a leader on this team, as you see her there at the end. Bailey Israelson will be the starter as well, just a sophomore. Elena Fellins gets the start at one of the seniors. Just 2 seniors in this starting lineup as well. Miranda Axon, the other. Emily Boreen will be the starter, a sophomore. And Jasmine Richardson, another junior. And then Rachel Klesk, middle, that is a junior as well. So as you mentioned in the pregame earlier, Larry, it could be a very well-matched game, well-matched match between these 2 teams.
Yeah, I got a couple of, A lot of underclassmen playing tonight. Also kind of short benches. It looks like Fridley only is dressing 9 while Spring Lake Park's 10. So it'll be interesting to see how if that plays a factor. If they have to, how deep they can go in their lineup.
Not a lot of switching of the rotations up there. You wouldn't think, at least not a lot of new names in those rotations as well. And one non-starter that you brought up as well before airtime here, Larry, was Ariana Fridley, who we saw last time in a game against Columbia Heights. She's just a sophomore, not in the starting lineup, but she could come off the bench and kind of provide a spark offensively for Spring Lake Park.
Yeah, during the Columbia Heights match, she came off the bench, and she struggled early, and then they called timeout. Coach Harlowski kind of pulled her aside, told her a couple of things, and then she had a pretty good match following that. So it'll be interesting to see how if she plays a factor in tonight's match.
See the starters again for Fridley, Cowanhaven, Schroer. That'll be a tough law firm to say all the time. Kelly, Jacob, Amsler, and Verichek rounding out the starters for the Tigers in white. And on the other side in blue and white for the Panthers here at home, you see Fellens, Axon, Kless, Richardson, Israelson, Boreen, and Lutke. Almost ready for volleyball here. Glad you're with us on North Metro TV in Spring Lake Park. And the teams will get that first rotation set up. Again, it's the Panthers coming in 9th place in North Suburban Conference play. And it's an 8th place seat right now in North Suburban for Fridley.
So they're going to be trying to also play for their seeds in the tournament section. Try to get that best seed possible. If there's any way they can avoid that first round, if they can get a bye into the first round. So these late season matches still have a lot of impact, even though it might not be for conference championship. Still looking for seeding and going into sections and getting that confidence built up.
And you look at those top 3 teams in the North Suburban play, 7 and 6 wins, and then 5 wins all the way out there. So a couple more wins here down the stretch, and these teams will be right in. It's Spring Lake Park, ready to serve with Lexi Lutke, the senior. Going to serve it away from right in front of us, the far side of your screen there. And the first try for Fridley as Zoe Kelly tried to get creative and pop it over. Came up a little bit short, so it is point Spring Lake Park, and they're up 1-0.
Not a bad set there. Kelly just couldn't get a handle on it to put it down.
Lutke, the big run up for the senior. Good serve to the back, forcing Fridley to play it. Cowanhaven with the point. We see Serenity Cowanhaven, the outside hitter, the senior, just 5'6", picks up the first point to even it up.
Nice placement of the ball there, just over the top of the block, and just kind of a little roll shot to the open space.
So the first serve goes to Emily Amsler, the senior for Fridley. Shot deep to the back off the hand of Elena Fellens.
Not a bad set, not a bad swing. Just got a little flat on that. Needs to keep the ball a little bit in front of her so she can drive the ball down.
Amsler, the senior, you see there, far side of your screen at the top. Right to left and too strong, out of bounds. So we're even up at 2 again, and back and forth we've gone for the first 4 points. And we'll see your first substitution for Spring Lake Park as Lauren Putnam comes in to spell Emily Boreen. Bailey Israelson back to serve. And some miscommunication there after the first touch. It's 3-2 Spring Lake Park.
Yeah, good serve and a pretty decent pass. Just kind of got, like I said, miscommunication there. The setter couldn't get to it. Nobody else stepped up.
Israelson off the top of the net, gets it over. Fridley forced to just push it over off of Jacob's hand. Another shot for Fellens, and she's going to get the kill there. A good diving attempt for Fridley, but it's 4-2 Spring Lake Park.
Yeah, nice little touch shot here. Just a little roll over the top of the block, and good effort by Verichek. Just couldn't come up with it.
Verichek, the junior libero, her coach, very pleased with her play in this junior year. Back set for Putnam. Fridley has to go away from that possible shot, but they still get it to bounce in as Lutke was trying to let it go, see if it was going to go deep. It didn't. It's 4-3.
Nice play by Jacob there to find the open corner with the free ball. That's a tough, it's a great placement there. So nice play by Jacob.
Serenity Cowanhaven. Shot picked up there by Verichek. And Fridley did get a chance, but into the net, so it's 5-3.
Putnam had a real strong swing there, so it was fun to see that. We're going to have our first look at Ariana Frawley, see what the left-hander can do.
Frawley and Putnam up front. Frawley the sophomore, Putnam just the junior. He'll be on that far side of your screens as Fellens gets the serve. Shot into the net, came back down, extra touch at 6-3.
Just didn't get enough height on the ball to clear the net. There's a look at Frawley.
Good game last time we were here to see Spring Lake Park against Columbia Heights at the beginning of September. A straight set victory for the Panthers. Here they're out front in the first, and now they're out front by 4, 7-3. Shot by Zoe Kelly found the net.
Fridley just needs to slow things down, get sets a little bit higher, and hitters to get in position and take good swings.
7-3 Spring Lake Park here in the first on North Metro TV. Shot bumped over, but into the antenna. So 4 straight points for Spring Lake Park, and they're up 8-3.
And the ball has to go completely inside the antenna for the point to count. They're going to look like they're
before you blew your whistle, you have to take my net call. If you didn't hear my whistle, then we take with your own.
Looking like they're talking that the R2 or down official called net before the ball hit the antenna, and he's saying if I blew my whistle first, means she was in the net before the ball hit the antenna. The R1 is saying no. The violation on the antenna took place first.
Awful kind of them to go over there and do that in front of our microphone so we could get the lowdown. Either way you slice it, it'll be 8-3 in favor of Spring Lake Park. A little trouble with that first touch, and so the service ace for Spring Lake Park puts them up 9-3. Timeout for Fridley.
Yeah, Fridley needs to get settled down. Their serves aren't that hard. They're just not moving their feet, getting squared up to the to the pass. So they need to work on that. Coach Olson talked earlier about their serve receive, and that's kind of failing them at this point.
Serve receive, you see right there, a little off to the left for Veracek. And also there, you mentioned just some little things that, as far as the height of your pass, the height of your set to try and get that shot that Fridley needs to shore up. And Spring Lake Park right now at least taking advantage and up by 6.
Yeah, takes a good set. To get a good set, you have to have a good pass, but the set has to be in a consistent spot where the hitter's expecting it for them to not only get a good run up and approach, but so they can have confidence that the set's going to be there. And with the passes being off, you can't always be that confident the set's going to be where you want it to be.
Saw the top 10 in the 3A rankings there with Lakeville North up top, and Blaine at number 2. We'll be at Blaine coming up later this week. And Lakeville North, a team that Spring Lake Park familiar with, played in their tournament a couple of weeks ago. At the beginning of this month, just 1 week ago. Serve from Lukey, and some trouble on that final touch again for Fridley, and it's 10-3.
Interesting note about Lakeville North. They have one blemish on their record this year, that a forfeit against Burnsville when they played a JV player in too many sets. So had to go back and forfeit that match.
Spring Lake Park with the serve and a 7-point advantage here in the first, and a good shot that time for Kelly, but it's dug out well and put back over by the Panthers. And I believe that was Israelson able to get the hand on it. She did on that near side of your screen, just to poke it over.
Better play by Fridley, though. Good pass, good set,
right,
and a good swing. Just a nice play by Spring Lake Park.
Serve for Fellens. No shot for Fridley. Panthers will get the shot off the hand of Putnam. Panthers now set it up, Tigers set it up for Kelly and puts it into the net. It's 12-3.
In the middle there, Zoe Kelly needs to get a better job, but they say presenting herself to the center. She didn't get good position. Not that the set was there, but you can still get better footwork to get in a hitting position.
Now we see Sam Martinson come in for Kelly. She's a junior. And the serve comes up short for Fellens. So now the door opens just a crack at 12-4 for Fridley with the serve.
Take a look at Veracek, who comes into the front row and out.
And miscommunication now. The shoe on the other foot, and the Panthers on their second touch, nobody gets to it. And it's 12-5.
My mistake, that Shore that just came in. Veracek is serving. That was a good serve by Veracek. Drove the serve received deep. Spring Lake Park couldn't adapt.
Good Set to this near side, off the block. Picked up by Veracek. Now the shot for Cohenhaven, and it's going to be tapped by Lexi Lukey. 3 straight points now to 12-6 for Fridley.
Nice play there by Fridley. You can take a look at a good pass, good set, and a nice strong swing by Sarah Cohenhaven.
Off the serve again. Shot well placed that time for Rachel Klesk. Very, very quick to put that one down towards the near corner. It's 13-6.
That was a nice play there. Take a look at it in the replay. Fridley was not, number 9 there, Jessica Jacob was not ready for the ball, and goes for a point for Spring Lake Park.
Klesk now with the serve. Setting a shot for Fridley, picked up by the Panthers. The shot for Putnam too short. And the Panthers, the Tigers rather, come right back and get the point at 13-7. Jessica Jacob to serve.
That should be an illegal serve. Play goes on.
Letting it go, and it's out off the hand of Frawley. So it's 13-8.
Thought that should have been an illegal serve. She tossed the ball up in the air, caught it on the way down. You cannot do that. Talking to one replay, I thought the ball had to hit the ground. You couldn't touch it. One of those differences between junior volleyball and high school.
Putnam has to scramble to pop it over for the Panthers. Shot blocked, and they say it never went all the way over, never was touched. So it'll be point Panthers.
Nice strong block put up there, even if they didn't touch the ball by Spring Lake Park. Take a look at it here. Hard to tell from that angle, but point goes to Spring Lake Park, up 14-8.
Putnam back to serve. Set to the far side, and a shot down the line for Ariana Frawley, the sophomore. And it's 15-8.
Nice swing by Frawley on that one.
And a service ace coming back the other way for Putnam. And just like that, it's 16-8 again. And timeout again taken by the Tigers, their second. So they pulled it close to within 6 points. At one point they're at 14-8, Larry, after they were down big. So they did a great job to run, but Spring Lake Park now has answered.
Yeah, they after they got Spring Lake Park out of that serving rotation, they started passing the ball better, had some good swings, but kind of falling back into some old ways again, so they need to clean that up.
16-8. As you see Coach Orlowski talking to her squad, and she was very excited, as you heard in those pregame interviews, about the chance to tweak things in what she called, I thought was an interesting characterization, the second season, or the next season, and that's not next year, that's sectionals, and that's going to be here, and you have a chance.
Exactly. You want to get to be peaking towards the end of October when that sectionals come around.
They've got a chance to do that both here in conference and with that tournament at Eastview. Right now a 16-8 lead. Putnam with a second straight service ace, and it's 17-8 out of the timeout.
Nice serve there by Putnam. You can see it. Hard serve, little top spin on, and dives right in front of the passer, which was Sarah Cohenhaven.
There she sets it, coming up to Amsler. Panthers will get a shot and the kill for Frawley again here in this first. It's 18-8.
Good rotation for Spring Lake Park with Frawley there. 2 kills already.
Running a lot through this near side of your screen. Frawley has been running for some of her points. That time she goes opposite way to the opposite corner though.
Not an easy swing there by a left-hander on that side.
Putnam back to serve again. At 18-8, shot into the net for Fridley, 19-8.
When you're a left-hander and you're playing on the left side, or a right-hander playing on the right side, it's a tougher play because you have to let the ball come all the way across your body before you attack. Where if you're on hand, right-hander on the left side, you're able to keep that ball totally in front.
Set just popped over, and opportunistic there for Emily Amsler, one of the seniors that Coach Olson has been very proud of the way they've led this team. And Amsler tricky right there.
Nice decision there just to put in with the dump.
There's Cowenhaven back to serve. Cowenhoven, excuse me. Set, shot dug out. Amsler will pop it over this time. Panthers will get a shot. Crawley again, and it's up and caught up into the net.
And it'll be a replay.
Could it come down? They could have kept going, but that time it decided to stick right up there.
See if they're going to put a new ball in or try to knock it down so it doesn't come down at the middle of a play, which is very likely to do.
Get somebody with some dead-eye aim to throw another ball up there, I guess.
Bring a new ball into play.
There we go. Maybe
work on it between sets.
If I threw it up there, I'd get the second one stuck too.
Yeah, exactly.
Serve for Fridley, too deep, so it'll be 20-9 here in this first. And Spring Lake Park, for the first time, we will get Jasmine Richardson back in. She'll come in to serve. One of the starters for the Panthers, but back in here late in set number 1.
Lefty replacing lefty, but back row here.
Shot came up a little short for Schroer.
So far, Fridley's just not being able to get good approaches and good jumps into the ball. So having to kind of roll the shot over instead of really attacking.
21-9 here in the first set. Panthers with the lead here at home. And it'll be a service ace for Richardson. 2 points since coming in to serve, and she's 3 points away from closing out this set.
Take a look at the replay here. Not sure that's what Coach Olson wants to see is some of the service errors serve receive errors they've encountered so far tonight.
Something else we've talked about with a young team when we've done games with like the likes of Centennial, can be very good at some of those things from time to time. And the next game might be completely different. There's a block as it came up just a bit short on the shots from Felons.
Nice play all the way around there. Good pass, good set by Spring Lake Park, good swing. And there was Haley Schroer with the block. Strong block, she'll go back to serve.
22-10, and the serve comes too wide, so it'll be 23-10 on the service error. And the libero Veracek will come back in. Same time for the Panthers, Rachel Klesk will come back in to play at the net. And miscommunication, service ace for Lexi Lukey, and it's match point.
Take a look at that. Good spot for it. I got it, you take it type of thing, and both of them said at the same time.
Lukey serving for the set, and off a touch. The shot that time, I believe, from Martinson.
Good swing there by Sam Martinson.
Be 24-11. Fridley serving to stay alive, and it will be Emily Amsler. Deep set, long shot for Emily Boreen.
Letting them play tonight. A lot of questionable contact calls not being called.
Shot for Klesk, picked up by the Tigers. And into the net to end the set for Jessica Jacob. 25-11 is how the first will go. And so Fridley's, you get a look at match point right there. Coming up just a little short on that right-handed swing. And the Panthers will try and go back to work in set number 2 and pick up right where they left off right here on North Metro TV.
This broadcast is brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Contact your local Nationwide Insurance agent, Twin Cities Insurance Group. Your Exchange Check Cashing. We buy gold at your exchange. Charlie Walker Companies. I know a guy. They can handle all of your exterior needs. And Umbria Pizzeria, turning taste into memories.
No. The only thing that he can call down is net.
Back with you at Spring Lake Park as the Panthers took the 25-11 first set. Talking about some of the officiating there in the break with Larry Mickelson, J.W. Cox alongside. And Larry, from a team standpoint, Spring Lake Park very strong in that first at times to do what they needed to do to make sure they could close out the Tigers.
Yeah, Spring Lake Park was just a little cleaner on their passing, which led to better setting, which led to better swings. Fridley, we heard Coach Olson talk in the pregame about really working on serve receive, and I think they still have some work to do. Some passing hasn't been there. They've had some miscommunication by not going for balls. They really need to tighten that up because it all starts, if you can't receive or return serve, you're not going to go very far.
Number of service aces there at the end. Lexi Lukey had one that dropped in just around a host of Tigers in that first set. And as we wind this one down to set number 2, what do you look for an adjustment maybe, Larry, for Spring Lake Park? Because they, of course, as we talk about that next season that they're looking for towards sectional play, what would you like to see them tighten up to maybe pull ahead even further in this match?
I think they could still, their outsides could still get some better approaches. They can quicken things up a little bit. It's still kind of, the flow's not really there. They're trying to get into a better rhythm. However, that can be difficult when your other team is struggling. You think, oh, this is good, but having another team struggle can kind of take you out of your rhythm. So, but I think you'd like to see them just kind of, their passing's been it's been okay. I'd like to see it maybe get a little bit better, but maybe just get more aggressive approaches.
What that brings to mind when we talked with Coach Rebecca Rabine-Manthe there at Centennial in that last game against Totino Grace. Both coaches talked about playing down to their opponents sometimes, and that can always be a danger when your opponent might be struggling. You have to stay on your game and keep the foot on the pedal, and we'll see what the Panthers can do to do that as well. A look quickly at the schedule for both of these teams. We mentioned the Eastview tournament for the Panthers. That will be sandwiched in between a conference match against St. Louis Park and another conference match to end the season against Irondale. Those are both teams, Larry, that are below Spring Lake Park in the standings, so a chance to really pick up a couple of wins out the door.
Yeah, I think a good way to, good opportunity to finish strong. Hopefully they can take advantage of it. And in the North Suburban, it's going to be, next Tuesday night, it's going to be an interesting match. Well, here you take a look at their
the Tiger schedule, yeah.
So they got Totino Grace, which is the conference leader and undefeated right now, and then they play Heritage Christian.
It was Totino Grace and Fridley that ended up 1-2 last year in that conference, so a good matchup at the end of the year.
But yeah, Tuesday night, Chisago Lakes at 7-1, I believe, or 6-1, are going to take on Totino Grace, which is undefeated right now. That could very well determine the conference championship, so that should be a good one.
A lot of good volleyball. Of course, we mentioned coming up this week, we've got Blaine and Centennial, which historically is, of course, always a very good matchup, no matter what the teams may be doing. Blaine having a very good season this year, and that'll be here on North Metro TV as well. So, with the first set going to the Panthers, the Tigers will serve with Amsler, and the first shot is blocked and kept alive well by Sam Martinson up front. Klesk got a second shot at it. Good play up along the net for the Tigers to keep all of this alive. And finally, they forced a mistake from the Panthers as Felons can't get the hand on it.
Yeah, excellent point there, JW. Fridley just kept the ball alive, and eventually Spring Lake Park was the one that made the error.
Starting out with Martinson up front, along with Zoe Kelly. He struggled at times in that first set, and there you see a little hesitation to take that second hit from Kelly as well, and it's 1-1.
Both teams are running what they call a 5-1 offense, which means the setter. This, it's Israelson for Spring Lake Park and Amsler for Fridley playing all the way around.
Service error for Israelson, back to serve there. So it's 2-1 Fridley. The door open here early. They started with the serve and had a very good first point. And now they've been spotted to lead off the service error as Cohenhoven goes back to serve. Shot coming for Felons. It's picked up. It's Kelly taking that quick shot there. She's at the net with the block. And the officials looking at each other. And into that, they say, so it's point for Fridley.
Call the net. I think it also went off of Spring Lake Park for the point, so they had the double whammy going on that point.
So look at the season for Cohenhoven as she served service area into the net there that time. But a good 2 straight points for Fridley, and they still have a 3-2 advantage. Felons to serve. Samantha Brady, a senior, getting set to check in and does.
Little change in the lineup here with Brady coming in. When first set it was Frawley who came in that position.
Frawley still down on that short bench. Both these teams, as Larry mentioned, with the short bench. Brady tries to get the touch over in the second try. He's able to block it back and tie us at 3.
Nice play by Brady. 2 attempts there and overpasses. First one, Fridley was able to take care of. The second one, they couldn't. So nice play by Brady coming off the bench.
Fellon's back to serve. First touch for Kelly, and she finds a way to drop it down. So a good play for Zoe Kelly. Trying to find her feet here in the second set. It's 4-3 in favor of Fridley.
Good pass there led to a good set, which led to the point for Fridley. So nice play by Fridley there. Hope they can build upon that.
Martinson goes to the bench. I believe that was Schroer that came in, but as it is, a service ace for Veracek.
Nice serve here by Veracek. Take a look at it. Kind of a hard floater and just kept drifting on Lutke.
The effects of losing the first set, at the very least early, not showing up here in the second for Fridley. The block is picked back up by Brady, but the Panthers can't get it over. And so it'll be 6-3.
Fridley's playing. Take a look at Fridley now. They're smiling. Their shoulders are up. They're ready to play. Got momentum a little bit on their side here.
Lutke the dig, the setup for Klesk. And Fridley can never quite find the way to dig it out, so it's 6-4. I was a little worried about that Fridley squad between there, Larry. You've seen them on the bench when they were getting the talking to from their coach. Kind of the long faces, but you're right. Now they've got a little spring back in their step. Up 6-4. Lutke serve. There'll be a shot near side and just a little short for Schroer.
Short tried a little touch shot there. She's off the net. Just tried to push it across and didn't have quite enough to get over. The block was right there for them for Spring Lake Park, too. Nice serve by Lutke there.
Well, pop-up serve this time. Comes back, and the Panthers are able to recover. Brady with the shot against the block.
And off the block.
It was.
Coach Harlowski's talking about when Amsler.
And now they do. They just pointed to Fridley and then gave off the block signal. And the officials are going to have to get together. And so I'm still not sure, Larry, who that last point necessarily went to.
Well, it looked like it was off of the block.
And she made that signal with her hand before she pointed.
She was talking about back row, and I said, no, I would start telling her about her back row setter. She was fine. That's not a problem. So whatever happened on the play is good for ballot.
Right, but here, it was at the very last, it was a side out because it touched the block.
Okay.
I thought that's what she was talking about.
So, 7-5 is what we have in the arena.
So they're going to say, not really sure what they're going to say on that one.
They're leaving it at 7-5. And Fridley serving.
Nice swing in the middle.
That was the good swing, but it was picked up. And the rally continues. Brady pops it over and brings that to a close. 7-6 now. Back to a 1-point set.
Nice play. That was a fun point to watch. There was a lot of action. It was very quick. Wasn't just happy to get the ball. Good swings and good digs. And finished off by Brady with a little two-handed push.
And Lauren Putnam now will serve. Her Panthers down 1, and she puts it just into the tape at the top and rolls it down. It'll be 8-6.
And a couple points ago, they were talking about was an illegal back row attack by the setter, number 12, Emily Ansler. As a setter, when you're in the back row, you cannot attack a ball above the net.
Fellon's the shot over. Fridley will recover. Amsler got it over that time, but a shot again for the Panthers, and this time Axon sends it down. The senior with the point.
Nice play there by, is that Valenz in the middle?
Axon, I believe.
Axon, yes. Axon there, nice play. And I'm sorry, on the other point, if you're back row, you cannot attack the ball in the front court up when it's above the net. So that's what they were asking.
Richardson in serving. She'll have to pop it up on the first touch after that return. Axon again. It's tipped. Picked up by Barachek. The shot attempt by Schroer. And short into the net. We're all tied up here in the second.
Spring Lake Park starting to be a little more aggressive now with their both their passing and their attacking. And the pace of play is starting to pick up.
Richardson still serving. Bright silver headband. And the pop-over attempt by Amsler. Comes up short, 9-8, and back in front on the Panthers here in set number 2. As you see Richardson, so far a couple of service aces tonight. She was into serve in the first for a rotation as well. Amsler to set too deep. And not ended any chances at that point. And 10-8 now.
Now you look at Fridley and they're starting to shoulder. They're slumping a little bit. They're kind of losing a little bit. Spring Lake Park's a little more upbeat.
Richardson has keyed them back to the lead here in the second, but a shot coming up for Fridley. And a good one that time for Serenity Cowanhaven.
Nice swing there by Serenity. Off the block and right between the two backcourt players for Spring Lake Park.
10-9. Shot too deep for the Panthers, and we're back tied at 10.
Well, they're going to call that a net violation on Fridley. Be 11-9 Spring Lake Park.
So they get the break and take the 2-point advantage.
Nice play run by Spring Lake Park. Take a look at it here. Nice quick attack. And just touched the net. We have a service ace now for Spring Lake Park by Axon.
That's 12-9. And Fridley will take a timeout. So they had a lead here in this second, Larry, and then with Richardson serving and they're within the net and the service ace of Axon, it's back to 12-9 in favor of the Panthers. And they just stayed with it, I think. They never quite slumped their shoulders too much, even when Fridley was bouncing around.
Yeah, so far they've survived the initial push by Fridley, and now they're starting to take control of the game again. Again, with some nice passing and good sets. And Fridley just needs to tighten up their serve receive there. You saw Serenity Cowanhaven was in good position, but the ball started to tail on her to her left as she was sliding to her right. It's not a good combination when you're trying to pass the ball.
Saw Axon there with her 2 points, service ace and a kill, both coming in this set. Had a good swing, and she's back on the line again at 12-9. Amsler comes a long way for that second touch. They push it over. Set from Israelson. Shot off of the arm of Felons, picked up, and into the net go the Tigers, they say.
Nice play by Spring Lake Park. Good pass, good set, good swing. Nice dig by Spring Lake Park by Fridley, but Spring Lake Park was ready for the overpass.
Too deep. That time for Axon, so her serve run comes to an end, and she'll sit down. 13-10, though. The Panthers still lead. Lutke comes in. Kelly back in for Fridley. Amsler to serve. And Richardson just off the side of the hand as she came forward to receive that. It's 13-11.
They're a little late getting to the spot to pass the ball. You take a look at it here. Want to try to be stable as possible when they're passing the ball. Good pass by Lutke.
Popped up over by Klesk, excuse me. There's an L in there. It's 14-11.
A nice pass there by Lutke. Set was probably a little bit low, but a nice adjustment by Klesk to get it across.
Serve just found its way over the net for the ace. It's 15-11. Take a look at Israelson again. This time,
just a little wide.
Barely on the line. It'll be 15-12. So a chance for Fridley, who led for the first half, really, of this set so far. Now down 3 with Jacob back to serve. Set for Israelson. Across the way they go, and too strong for Putnam, but a good hard swing.
Yeah, good swing. Now Fridley just needs to find what they were doing early and try to get it back. A nice swing, and aggressive swing, just didn't get on top of the ball quite enough.
15-13. Jacob too strong. 16-13 to give it back.
Nice play by Lukey, just to know where she's on the court, let it go.
Elena Fellins back to serve. Samantha Brady comes in. She'll play at the net. She's up there with Klesk and Putnam. Tricky shot over, picked up by the Panthers. Reset it. Another try for Kelly. First touch. Israelson popped it back over. Now the shot goes deep off the hand of Sarah Cohenhoven.
All right, is that Sarah? Yep. Nice play there. Not only a good hard swing, but kind of cut it down the line when I think they're expecting more of a cross court.
So back to a 2-point set. 16-14. And they're going to redo this. There was some action behind the server, I think.
Never called for serve. Got a little anxious there.
Good job by Brady to keep it inside the antenna. Blocked back by the Panthers. Fridley recovers. Fellins the dig. Shot for Brady. And that's in for the Panthers.
Nice attack there by Brady. Not only a good arm swing, but a good position for the ball. See a good set there. Brady cuts it down the line. And Fridley just not able to handle that shot.
Lukey from the near side. Kelly finds a way to work the shot over. Israelson comes to get the set for Putnam. Claps her hands in frustration. Came up a little short on that. It's 17-15. See Schroer there at the net. She'll be up front. It's Kelly. Now back to serve. Good dig. Fellins. Lukey with the shot over. Set hung up for Cohenhaven. And a shot right in the middle. That was Axon.
Axon there. Nice swing, like you said. Just kind of came across her body. Found the open space in the defense.
Axon having a big second set. 18-15. The Panthers trying to go up 2-0 here in the second. Took the first, 25-11. Amsel has to pop it over. Too strong. And 19-15.
19-15 now for Spring Lake Park.
Putnam the junior. Back to serve. She stays deep. Just one step forward into that serve. Shot and a good one down along the back for Sarah Cohenhoven.
That was a nice play. Cohenhoven inside. Gave her all the court to shoot at. She took advantage of it. A nice attack, a nice swing.
She came a long way to make that swing too.
Sometimes if you're not paying attention on the defensive side, you kind of lose track of them.
She's going to serve, and this time towards that same spot, but it goes too deep, so it's 20-16. Spring Lake Park will bring Jasmine Richardson back in. She'll serve as Brady sits down. Left-handed serve. Set for Schroer, and she puts it down for the point. 20-17. Tigers keeping it close.
Nice adjustment by Schroer there. The set was to her instead of leading her so she could attack, but nice play by Schroer. Unfortunately, she follows it up with a service error. 21-17 now. Spring Lake Park closing in on a second set win.
Axon's going to go back to serve, putting Klesk up front. She's up there with Fellins. Israelson to do the setting. Does so, far side for Fellins. The shot down, tipped and kept alive. Popped up into the net, and the point will go to the Panthers.
Point goes to Spring Lake Park because the ball crossed the net, then hit the obstruction on top. So if they'd been on their side, although I think they had their 3 hits, they wouldn't have been able to do anything with it. But that's why that ball was stopped or called a point, where the other ball was
would have been
replay.
live had it rolled down.
Correct.
Right. 22-17 as the Tigers take a timeout. And so, Larry, you're at that tipping point again if you're the Panthers, where you're right there where you need to be to close out a second set and obviously take them the commanding lead in the match.
And Fridley needs to try to get their momentum back that they had earlier in the set and try to scratch back into this set. So if you're interested in watching tonight's match and getting a DVD, go to northmetrotv.com or call 763-231-2801.
And that's good for anything we cover, tennis, football.
It's also available live streaming. Most of the matches are available. You go back even to the last couple of years and watch your favorite match. It's been televised on northmetrotv.com.
And listen to your favorite broadcasters, yours truly and Larry Mickelson. Here in Spring Lake Park, 22-17. Panthers get the serve from Action. The shot for Fellens to make it 23-17. A kill for her late in this second set.
Nice shot by Fellens there. You take a look at it. Serenity wasn't in bad position. She was just a little deep at the little roll shot. She wasn't expecting that.
Action, the good serve into the corner. Little miscommunication twice, and the shot for Cowanhaven goes too long, and we're here at set point again in the second at 24-17.
You called that one, JW. There was a kind of miscommunication in both the second and the third touches.
Axon trying to close it out. Tigers looking to stay alive. The set is up and over as that one found its way over and down below the block for Sam Martinson, so they will stay alive at 24-18. Joyce Yu was in there for the first time. She's going to sit down as Kelly comes back to play along the net. Amsler to serve. Set point. Israelson over to Fellens. Good shot, but picked up. And popped over and down. 24-19 as Amsler came up to push that one over.
Again, as a back row player, she can't attack the ball above the net, so she had to make sure she made contact below the net when she pushed it across.
Now the service ace. And a good diving play for Israelson. Ended up at the feet of her coach there in the bench, but it'll be 24-20.
Take a look at this, just kind of backing up when she tried passing the ball, swung her arms, and just shot it out of bounds.
Amsler trying to keep the Tigers in it. Tip up and over, and she will. It's a three-point set at 24-21.
Coach Ross is going to call a timeout here. Try to settle things down, get them back in rhythm. Fridley's doing a good job there, getting the ball serving before letting Spring Lake Park really start thinking about things. Kind of got them back on their heels. So Spring Lake Park wants to do is get a good pass off the serve receive, get a good set, probably to either balance, I think, on the left side,
right,
and just have a nice attack, put it down for the kill, and the set go up 2-0.
Axon still on the bench. Putnam still on the bench. Some of the other hitters. Frawley hasn't been in there, I don't think, at all in this second set.
But Sam Brady's done a great job when she's come in. About 3 or 4, I think 3 kills so far for the senior.
They're all still down on that bench, so you're right. It's going to either come from Klesk, who's played well at times today, or Fellens, who's going to be on that far side. So likely Fellens off the set of Israelson, who's been playing well today.
She set some very nice balls and a good job of getting to some of those passes.
Set point again at 24-21. Amsler serving. First touch, Richardson. Set for Fellens. It was a good one, and then it went up and into that net again as it went up and over off the touch of Cowanhaven, and that is your second set. So 25-21, a big improvement in the second set for the Fridley Tigers as they switch it up, and we'll have set number 3 when we come back right here on North Metro TV.
Known for its vineyards and hilltop villages, Umbria is also known for its delicious tasting pizza. Made traditionally from the finest ingredients, Umbria Pizzeria will make you taste the difference, smell the love, and transport you to Italy.
La cena è pronta.
Dinner's ready.
You might even begin to feel like an Italian.
Delicioso.
Umbria Pizzeria, turning taste into memories.
If you need seamless gutters, whether the job is large or small, you can say,
I know a guy.
For your full-service landscaping, you can say,
I know a guy.
if you need commercial or residential lawn care, you can say,
I know a guy.
I'm Charlie Walker, and if you need professional seamless gutters, landscaping, and lawn care, you can say,
I know a guy.
In the nation, our agents are always there, helping make sure that when your life changes, your nationwide insurance coverage changes too. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation where protection is personal.
Nationwide is on your side.
In Anoka County, contact Twin Cities Insurance Group, your nationwide insurance agent.
With gold at all-time high, take that rope and say bye-bye. Earrings, bracelets, rings, and chains. We buy gold at your exchange. Don't send your gold to someone strange. We buy gold at your exchange. Spring Lake Park, Fridley, Blaine. We buy gold at your exchange.
Back with you in the third set. Lexi Lutke gets us underway as the Panthers are up 2-0. And a little bit of a couple of defensive touches there to try and pick it up, but it will be the service ace for Lutke, the senior, to start it off. 1-0 Panthers after they took the second, 25-21.
Yeah, better job for Fridley last set. A little better job in their part. A little, probably not quite as good play as Spring Lake Park would like to see, but they're coming out strong here with a service ace and a kill on the overpass.
Felons tapped it back down. As you take another look there through the eyes of Lexi Lutke.
Doesn't go down as a service ace, but her serve definitely led to that point.
Another good one, diving to the middle, no set for Fridley. A shot for Felons back on her heels. And now the shot too deep off the hand of Martinson, and it's 3-0, and the Panthers coming out much quicker in this third than they did in the second. And they really kind of struggled to close things out. There was a good run by Fridley at the end of the second. About 3 straight points to make it closer. Good dig in the middle to set it up for Felons. Like it's second straight time. Jasmine Richardson got it down, and there the block goes down off the hand of Martinson, I believe.
I don't think the ball ever cleared the net on that. Israelson was kind of falling back as he tried pushing it across. Didn't get it over.
First serve here in the third for Fridley. 3-1, the Panthers with the lead, and the service error makes it 4-1.
Something I'd like to see if I'm a coach or either team is like to see what they call the middles presenting themselves. And that's getting back into position, hitting position, and not just kind of hanging around 2-3 feet off the net, but being able to take a strong attack.
Laura Putnam in for the first time as Israelson with the service error makes it 4-2. Panthers and the Tigers. Two teams looking to make a push upwards in the standings from the 7 and 8 spots in the North Suburban Conference. Pushover shots, kept alive well, and then Kelly and Amsler came together and neither one could get the shot away.
Yeah, I think Kelly was in pretty good position there to kind of bump the ball across, but an aggressive play by Amsler kind of just cut her off at the pass.
We see Frawley coming in for the Panthers for the first time since the first. Jessica Jacob in on the other side as well. Felons the serve. Free ball coming over. Israelson set to the near side for Frawley. That's your far side on the screen. Block.
Nice
down.
Nice block by Putnam there.
Putnam along the front with Klesk.
Fridley finally gets a strong attack, and Putnam and Klesk are there to send it back.
Felons serving again at 6-2. A little strong on the first touch, and it'll be 7-2. Panthers by 5.
Felens had a nice match tonight, both on the service line and along the front row.
Set. Coming back for Cowenhoven. And that was Sarah. The swing into the tape, and it'll be a timeout here early in the first. 8-2. The Panthers out to the 6-point advantage. And almost a step back for Fridley, Larry. As you mentioned, they played much better at points in that second set.
Yeah, looking back almost like their first set. Passing's not there when they've had a chance to attack. They're hitting the ball into the net. So some of that youth, I think, is coming out, and having it, they need to try to figure out what they can do.
Talking volleyball, talking football, talking just about everything in local sports here on North Metro TV. That's the Sports Den. You see the daily times there and live Wednesdays at 6. Love to have you watch that. The Sports Den.
Something we haven't talked about yet this year, JW, is if you're new to volleyball, is why one player in each team has a different color jersey, and they're called the libero. They're defensive specialists only, and there's certain rules that apply only to them. So we can get to that if we have a chance later.
Felons back to serve. Both liberos, as Larry brings that up, are on the court on either side. You see Lutke there. For Spring Lake Park, the shot for Frawley. Martinson sends it over. Set to the back, and they're going to say double contact. And it'll be 8-3.
Well, she's had plenty of opportunities to call a double tonight. She finally decides to do one. I don't know if that, I mean, it was probably double contact, but there's been a lot worse. It could have been called earlier tonight. So.
No more than any other double touch so far. And the libero for the Tigers, Nicole Veracek, back to serve now. A good dig by Veracek. Popped up. And an extra touch there. So the point will go to the Panthers. And one of those differences, as we go back talking about the libero, Larry, if I'm not mistaken, is substitution-wise, right, they can come into the game more so than any other player.
Yeah, they can come into the in for anybody in the back row, and they do not. Their substitutions do not count towards the allotment of 18 that a high school team receives. So.
Klesk a bit too deep on the serve, and then you see Lutke coming back into the game.
They have to, when they go out, they have to go out for a rotation unless they're serving.
Kelly this time to serve, and she'll get the ace. And she brought it over this near side, and Felons couldn't handle it, so it's 9-5.
A few other things, take a look at the replay. A few other things for a libero. You can only play back row. You cannot attack a ball above the net at any point on the court. But you can do that like Lutke did because the ball was below.
Shot for Axon is blocked back. Lutke dug it out. Gave the Panthers another chance, but Fridley with the shot popped up. And the Tigers get the point to make it 9-6.
Crawling back in it are the Tigers. Getting some better play now. Just keeping the ball alive, pushing it back on the other side of the net.
Wasn't a perfect set on that near side. She had to lean back just a little bit. Try and pop that over. There, Israelson with the set for Axon.
They'll call a net on Fridley, but give the kill to Axon. Nice play.
Just moments before she got the swing through, there was the contact with the net. It's 10-6. Putnam back to serve. That one, maybe her teammates telling Jessica Jacob to let it go, but she tried to take it there at the back line.
Now take a look at the replay here. You got to know it where you are in the court. She's almost stepping on the line, so for certain the ball was going to go out.
11-6. Putnam again. Pushed over by Amsler. Set for Israelson. And again, net violation. That time they get Schroer. Again off a hit of Axon. 12-6.
You're not going straight up if you're the middle there. You're kind of leaning in, or slapping your hands down. That'll help you get to touch the net, which you don't want to do.
Veracek to push it over. Set at the front, this time for Frawley, and too deep with the left-handed shot. 12-7.
Good swing, just a little off on it though. Didn't get the ball lined up where she needed it to be. Got to move your feet and get in position for that.
Sarah Cowenhoven back to serve, the junior. As you see Emily Boreen with the dig, she just came back in, axing the shot. Fridley will pop it up and somehow keep it in. Free ball back to Fridley. A shot for Axon, blocked and alive, and back and forth we go. Another set for Israelson, popped up this time and dug out by Yu. Right along the net, both teams working well and finally pushed over by Israelson. And the Panthers get the point at 13-7.
Take a look at that. Israel just pushed it across and off the block. Point Spring Lake Park.
Richardson will come back in to serve. And the kill by Haley Schroer from that far side of your screen. Make it 13-8.
Just a matter of moving your feet right now, getting in position. And Coach Horowski is talking about.
2 kills and a block for the junior, who will be back to serve. Israelson the set, Felons back in, and the kill, 14-8.
Nice swing there by Felons. You can see there a little bit, you watch her attack, how the ball stays in front of her. So she doesn't have to, unlike Crowley, she doesn't have to let the ball come all the way across. So good attack by Felons.
Too strong on the attack for Martinson this time. Martinson represents the size up front for Fridley. The tallest, along with Lucy Nelson, a senior who we haven't seen today. Far side, the shot for Serenity Fellenhaven. Too strong, it's 15-8.
Yeah, just had the ball, attack the ball kind of behind her head instead of trying to keep it in front. Oh, they're going to call a touch on Spring Lake Park. So point will go to Fridley to make it 15-9.
So Fridley will serve with Amsler, who was on the service line in the second set. At match point, at set point 3 times. Pulled the Tigers back into it. Felons the shot, and it's into the net.
Into the net, but again, give her the kill. When you have an attacker make a swing like that or an attack, the ball goes down or there's a net violation, they will give the attacker a kill, despite if there was a net violation or not.
And every time we've seen that here in this set, it's been a well-deserved kill. Twice for Axon with some good swings, and that time with Felons. 16-9. Felons again, the swing, popped into the net.
And didn't get over the net. It's a down ref for R2, helping out the R1 on that one. You might have seen him put his hand, 4 fingers across his chest, telling her that no, the ball did not clear the net.
A good swing for Lauren Putnam to make it 17-10.
Take a look at the replay. That was a good swing. Block was just a little late by Fridley, and Putnam made no doubt the ball would go down.
Felons back to serve. Puts Frawley back up front. Klesk and Putnam there as well. Service ace.
That was a nice serve there. Just came crawling, not really crawling across, but had a nice downward motions across the net.
18-10 and a timeout for Fridley. And Coach Olson, Larry, may be sensing that at this point at 18-10 might be the last chance for her team to start to make a push to get back in this set and stay in the match.
Yeah, they're starting to let it slip away from them a little bit, so they're going to try to get back to where they were. Work on the passing, work on the ball controls.
Spring Lake Park sitting there at 6 wins overall. And they can definitely run down Robbinsdale Cooper right ahead of them at 7-12. Of course, Fridley in between at 6-14 overall. Technically a couple of games, 1 game worse in the loss column.
But a win tonight puts
Spring Lake
Park actually probably half a match ahead at 3-5 versus 3-6.
Right.
And like you said, Cooper's right there. You got a ways to go. Probably won't catch North Branch, but again, maybe try to get in that upper half of their section.
And you look at the overall wins sometimes for the section seeding as well. And more chances for Spring Lake Park to get some victories in that Eastview tournament. Fallon serving at 18-10. And she'll have the touch go right off of her on the shot from Sarah Cowanhoven, excuse me.
One of the better attacks tonight by Fridley. Just off Fallon's arms on the way out.
18-11. And number 11, Nicole Veracek back to serve. Frawley the shot. Schroer. Picked up by the Panthers. Klesk got the shot at it. It's popped back over. Panthers get the free ball over. And they can't find it. And Coach Olson
going to call a replay. I think as it came across, it didn't hit the ground, but rather it hit Emsler's foot.
Okay.
Emsler's foot came across.
The whistle blew, and so thus the replay.
It's easy to do as if you're the up official. You see ball go down, and sometimes you're reacting to call that ball. But yeah, she was able to kind of keep it alive with her foot.
That time, unable to keep it alive. It's popped down by Frawley, and it's 19-11.
Take a look here by Frawley. But you kind of want to get your feet a little quicker to set up the swing there. And I think that's what Coach Orlowski's been talking to her about while she's been on the bench.
Klesk the serve. The shot for Schroer. Pops straight back by Frawley again. This time she'll set it across the court. Putnam had the swing. Fridley now, Cowanhoven.
Ball never cleared the net. Good swing, and again, even though the ball didn't clear the net, Spring Lake Park put up a strong block there. I don't think the ball would have gotten across the net had it cleared it.
20-11. Spring Lake Park trying to close things out. Up and over. That time Putnam.
Yep, off the block there.
21-11, a 10-point advantage. First set ended 25-11. Second 25-21. Panthers able to pick up the drop shot. Cowanhoven too strong. And it's 22-11.
I think the big difference in tonight's match is Spring Lake Park's ability to kind of stay in their defensive system, be there when the ball comes, and much better passing. Where Fridley's had to scramble a little bit more.
Kelly that time, the set came well to her left, couldn't get the shot. Putnam, big swing too deep, it's 22-12.
We've got a touch call by the line judge over here, and they're going to give it to Spring Lake Park on the kill off the touch.
23-11.
Coach Olson wondering to know who touched it.
So it is 23-11. Spring Lake Park with the serve for Klesk. Up into the rafters, bounced around and came down. And as you mentioned earlier, that time it was on their side.
So they could have kept playing it, but you look at the passer there, she's almost on her back foot's almost on that line. She needs to know where she's at, let that ball sail out, get a free point.
Match point, Klesk serving for the win for the Panthers. He's got Erickson on the net to work with as well as Putnam. Serve picked up by Fridley. They'll get the shot from Cowanhoven. Klesk to keep it alive. Bump set for Putnam. Kelly finds it along the back, 24-12.
Nice swing by Kelly going down the line.
So Zoe Kelly will go back to serve. She struggled at times at the net in this game. And there is the service error into the net on match point, and that closes it out 25-12. The Spring Lake Park Panthers Couple of convincing sets, Larry, and that second set that Fridley made close, and that was really because Fridley, that was the best set they played of the day.
Yeah, they
played
a little crisper in that set. Fridley's got a lot of work to do. They have some youth on their side. I think Spring Lake Park's a little closer to putting something together. Still some things to clean up, but again, they took care of the ball much better on their side of the net, and it's so I think they've got some things they can build towards for sections coming up, and along with that Eastview tournament, their final matches again in conference play. So some good things to take out of the match for Coach Orlovsky, some things they could continue to work on.
When we come back, we'll hear from some of the victorious Spring Lake Park Panthers as they win it straight sets 3-0 over Fridley. They're now 7-12 on the season. You saw it right here on North Metro TV.
Known for its vineyards and hilltop villages, Umbria is also known for its delicious tasting pizza. Made traditionally from the finest ingredients, Umbria Pizzeria will make you taste the difference, smell the love, and transport you to Italy.
La cena è pronta.
Dinner's ready.
You might even begin to feel like an Italian.
Delicioso.
Umbria Pizzeria, turning taste into memories.
If you need seamless gutters, whether the job is large or small, you can say,
I know a guy.
For your full service landscaping, you can say,
I know a guy.
if you need commercial or residential lawn care, you can say,
I know a guy.
I'm Charlie Walker, and if you need professional seamless gutters, landscaping, and lawn care, you can say,
I know a guy.
In the nation, our agents are always there, helping make sure that when your life changes, your nationwide insurance coverage changes too. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation where protection is personal.
Nationwide is on your side.
In Anoka County, contact Twin Cities Insurance Group, your nationwide insurance agent.
With gold at all-time high, take that rope and say bye-bye. Earrings, bracelets, rings, and chains. We buy gold at your exchange. Don't send your gold to someone strange. We buy gold at your exchange. Spring Lake Park, Fridley, Blaine. We buy gold at your exchange.
Join Ben Hale every Friday on North Metro TV News.
Back with you on North Metro TV. Straight set victory for Spring Lake Park and the Panthers over Fridley. And downstairs we go, down court level rather we go, with Rosie Erickson with some of the victorious Panthers. Rosie?
Here with Elena Fellens and Bailey Israelson. Quite the match, you guys. You winning the first 3 sets, taking the game against Fridley. How does it feel?
It feels really good. We worked good together as a team, and it showed.
Absolutely. You guys worked really well for a team. In fact, you had 8 kills, and Bailey, you had 17 assists today. Yeah. Do you guys work on in practice to set each other up?
Yeah, we do. We worked a whole lot on it yesterday, and we have in the past too. And it really showed off today.
Sure, having numerous assists, how do you work on that in practice?
Well, I just work hard and I make sure that everything's right on target, and I have my teammates to help me, just, help me, I don't know, just tell me if it's right on or right off.
Right, well, you did really well. And then what do you guys think your strength was today, and maybe some negatives as well?
I don't know. Our serving is really good, and our serve receive was better, and our offense was pretty good.
Sure. Bailey, what do you think?
I totally agree with Elena. I think that our offense was great. I also think that our serving was right on today, so I think that's good.
All right, and then finally, what are you going to take from today into your next match?
We're going to make sure we keep up the intensity and make sure we work harder and keep up the good serves and stuff.
All right, and Bailey? I think we need to work on our communication more and just, like Elena said, keep up the intensity.
Absolutely. Well, keep up the good work, ladies. Back to you, JW.
Thanks, Rosie. There with a couple of the Panthers, and here again with Larry Mickelson to close things up. And Larry, we talked all match about the fact that Spring Lake Park looking to make a run in sectionals. You see a team there that has that in them, has the pieces to go ahead and put a good run together?
I think they can go a little deep in the sectionals. As both Elena and Bailey mentioned, they're pretty strong serving team. If they can clean up and be more consistent on their serve receive, I think that'll help out on their attacks. And that, if they can put that together, they have a chance to make a little noise going into sections.
Spring Lake Park, the Panthers are 7-12 overall, 3-5 in conference, 6-15 now for Fridley as they drop this one, 3-6 in conference. For everyone with North Metro TV, along with my partner Larry Mickelson, Rosie Erickson down on the court, I'm JW Cox. Thanks for watching, and you have been watching North Metro Television's coverage of high school girls volleyball right here on North Metro TV.